The stars burned coldly overhead, as humanity's greatest achievement floated silently among them. The station, known simply as Erebus was a marvel of engineering, a sprawling construct of metal and glass that orbited a dying star at the edge of the galaxy. It was here, on this lonely outpost, where the fate of Earth's survival would be decided. For centuries, humankind had expanded into the cosmos with reckless abandon, consuming resources without thought for consequence. Entire planets were stripped bare to fuel their insatiable hunger for progress. But the universe does not forgive such arrogance lightly. When the cosmic debt collectors came, they did so with an unyielding precision that left no room for negotiation. They called themselves the Lumina, an ancient race whose very existence seemed woven from light itself. Their message was clear: repay what you have taken or face annihilation. At the heart of Erebus stood Leo, a man who bore the weight of his species' mistakes more heavily than most. He wasn't a scientist, nor a politician. He was just a mechanic, one of thousands tasked with keeping the station operational. Yet it was Leo who found himself thrust into the center of events when the Luminae arrived. His hands were calloused from years of work, but his mind was sharp, and his resolve even sharper. If anyone could find a way to save humanity, it might be him. The Luminae emissary materialized in the command chamber like a ripple in reality. Its form shifted constantly, a cascade of shimmering colors that defied comprehension. Around it, the air grew heavy, charged with an energy that made every hair on Leo's body stand on end. Captain Elena, the leader of Erebus, stepped forward, her voice steady despite the fear etched onto her face. "We are ready to negotiate," she said, her words echoing through the cavernous room. The Lumina spoke not with sound, but with thoughts projected directly into the minds of those present. Your kind has consumed beyond measure. You will restore balance, or your world will perish. Leo watched as Elena hesitated, searching for some loophole, some way to delay the inevitable, but there was none. Illumina had already given humanity its terms: replenish 3 barren worlds within a decade, or Earth would be reduced to ash. There was no bargaining, no appeals process. This was justice, pure and absolute. As the meeting ended, Leo lingered behind while others filed out, their faces pale and voices hushed. He stared at the spot where the emissary had stood, his thoughts racing. 3 barren worlds? How could they possibly accomplish such a feat? Even if they managed to terraform 1 planet successfully, doing so for 3 within 10 years seemed impossible. And yet failure meant extinction. That night, unable to sleep, Leo wandered the labyrinthine corridors of Erebus. He passed by technicians monitoring glowing screens, engineers repairing damaged equipment, and scientists poring over data. Everyone moved with purpose, driven by desperation. Yet something gnawed at Leo, a feeling that they were missing something crucial, something hidden beneath layers of calculations and equations. He eventually found himself in the observation deck, staring out at the vast expanse of space. The dying star cast eerie shadows across the room, painting everything in hues of red and orange. Beside him stood Maya, a botanist who had spent her life studying the delicate ecosystems of alien worlds. She noticed his presence and turned to him with a faint smile. "Can't sleep either?" she asked softly. Leo shook his head, too much to think about. Maya sighed, leaning against the railing. "I keep going over the numbers in my head. We don't have enough time, enough resources." Her voice trailed off, filled with quiet despair. But Leo's gaze remained fixed on the stars. "What if we're thinking about this all wrong?" he murmured. "What if it's not just about fixing those planets? What if it's about proving something to them?" Maya frowned. "Proving what?" "That we've changed," Leo said, turning to face her. "That we understand now. Maybe the Luminat aren't just looking for results, they're testing us, seeing if we can rise above our old ways." Maya considered this, her expression thoughtful. "If that's true, then we need to show them something extraordinary, something they won't expect." Over the next few weeks, Leo and Maya worked tirelessly, gathering allies and piecing together a plan. They proposed a radical idea. Instead of relying solely on advanced technology to terraform the barren worlds, they would integrate organic solutions, plants, microorganisms, and other biological tools to accelerate the process naturally. It was risky, untested, and required collaboration between disciplines that rarely intersected, but it was also innovative, demonstrating a shift in humanity's approach to problem solving. Their proposal gained traction quickly, fueled by both hope and necessity. Teams were assembled, resources allocated, and missions launched. Leo threw himself into the project, using his mechanical expertise to design machines capable of nurturing life in hostile environments. Maya led the effort to cultivate resilient plant species that could survive extreme conditions. Together, they'd pushed boundaries, breaking new ground in ways no one had anticipated. Months passed and slowly progress began to show. On the first target world, once a desolate wasteland, green shoots emerged from the soil. Tiny organisms thrived in the atmosphere, altering its composition bit by bit. The second world followed suit, its rocky terrain giving way to lush vegetation. By the time they reached the third, morale aboard Erebus had soared. Humanity was proving itself, not just to the Lumina, but to itself. Yet challenges remained. The final planet was the most difficult, its environment harsher than the others combined. Storms raged constantly, tearing apart structures and threatening to undo all their hard work. Supplies dwindled, tensions rose, and doubts crept back in. Some argued it was futile, that they should abandon the mission and focus on evacuating Earth. But Leo refused to give up. "It's not just about winning," he told the crew during a tense meeting. "It's about showing we can learn. If we quit now, we're no better than before." His words reignited the spark within them. With renewed determination, they pressed on, adapting their strategies and finding creative solutions to overcome each obstacle. And finally, after months of relentless effort, the impossible happened. The third world bloomed. Life took hold, fragile but undeniable. Word of their success spread quickly, reaching the ears of the Lumina. Once again, the emissary appeared in the command chamber, his presence commanding silence. For a long moment, it observed the humans before speaking. **** You have done what was required. Balance is restored. ***. Relief washed over the room, but Leo felt a pang of unease. "Does this mean we're free?" he asked, stepping forward. "That Earth is safe." The Lumina paused, its shifting form radiating an almost imperceptible warmth. Your actions have earned you a reprieve. But remember, the stars quiver when debts are ignored. Do not forget the lessons you have learned. With that, the emissary vanished, leaving behind only the faint hum of machinery and the collective breath of humanity held in awe. Outside the windows of Erebus, the stars twinkled brightly, their lights softer somehow, as though acknowledging the change that had occurred. As the celebrations began, Leo slipped away, retreating to the observation deck once more. Maya joined him shortly after, offering a small smile. "We did it," she said quietly. Leo nodded, gazing out at the endless expanse. "Yeah, but I think this is just the beginning." And perhaps it was. The road ahead would still be fraught with challenges, but for the first time in centuries, humanity faced them with humility and hope. The stars may quiver, but they also shine, and in their glow, a new chapter for humankind began. ***, the end ***.